The Hebrew text in the Bible has hidden formats. By revealing these formats, I will prove the first writer's words were hidden from you. These formats look like poetry as I group them into small paragraphs. Their grouping will become known as a psalm, and together they become psalms. Let me show you our Creator's 12 commandments, listed in Exodus chapter 20, verses 1 through 17. Any father of a family or his wife who did not obey any one of these 12 commandments, our Creator demanded they bring him a sin offering. Thus, our Creator defined the word sin as not obeying any one of these 12 commandments. Next, I want to show you how I changed one word in Exodus 26, verse 26, the word bars to arches, and the words now reveal the style of the roof for our Creator's tent for meeting with Him. Let me show you the translator's words from the preface of the 1611 King James Bible. They gave 4 reasons for themselves or others to edit the Bible's words. The red arrow at the top points to their 3rd reason to edit the text. By the light and feeling we attained unto ourselves. The next red arrow down points to them giving the title, the Divine, to a clerk named Gregory. The next block of words, they point out they were happy that the first emperor of Rome established the year to the course of the sun. Behind this text means Nebuchadnezzar ordered his kingdom to follow our Creator's calendar when he stopped eating grass. The last arrow points to your reward for studying the Bible. Your reward is to have a fellowship with the saints and participation of a heavenly nature that will never fade away. There is no such thing as nature to a truthful Christian. Our Creator created everything. Not everyone has the knowledge to correct every word. I have an old Bible program that has the New American Standard Bible 1977 concordance to help find a better word. Their concordance has the number of times they use that English word in a parenthesis for that Hebrew word. The translators removed his name, YHVH, to put in 2 titles, Lord and God. I replaced those titles using the letters Y and V as his name, for the Hebrew language does not have a J, O, or W. By using these 2 letters, I am closer to the truth than anyone using J, O, or W for his name. No proper English was used. The blue highlighted text is text that I am removing. The red highlighted words are little words that I'm adding. Gray italic words are words that I added. To respect and honor our Creator, all capital letters in purple are our Creator's words. This is Jesus' prophecy, for I am revealing the first writer's words to tell you the true truths about Jesus. Their words will take your belief to trusting our Creator. You will be watching prophecy before your eyes as I edit true truths back into their psalms. All right, I'm here again today. Having a little trouble on Twitch today. I've got to keep lowering the bit rate down here a second. So give me a chance here to, this will be my last attempt, and then go from there. Okay, now what I did in part 1 was I went through chapter 1 through 5, I believe, or 6. This is the format that I'm finding, a 4-verse and then a 4-verse here. And I didn't really go in and clean it up yet. I've been a little bit busy today. I forgot it was Saturday. I usually do this in the afternoon, but this is the text I've got so far. Now, what I've got here is I ended up at 5. That's right. I ended up at 5. Well, I didn't end up at 5. I'm going back and doing 5 because I think 6 is out, but I'll get to that when I get there. This looked like it needed to be, like it had a format, so I'm coming back today to do this. Hear this, priest, hear this. Hear me, you priests, and give heed, the tribes of Israel. Speak the word tribes. That's what I'm trying to do is do a little bit of shortcuts today to see if I can do this faster. Okay. I would say, hear me, you priests, and give heed, you tribes for Israel. So that looks a little bit better. Seems to be working okay. Now I got a new keypad, so it seems should have had this 5 years ago. Anyways, it's a Stream Deck, and it looks real good. Okay, now that they're saying that's good on the settings, let me go back to it, and let me bring this over here. Let me raise that up to 9 and see if I do okay. All right. This, listen, hear me, you priest, give heed, you tribes for Israel. Now this is, I got to show you how I differentiate or whatever here. I try to make sure that the word cannot be confused with the male Israel. This is what it looks like when it's the nation Israel and it's bad. They'll be all capital letters when they're good. Okay, so right. Listen, for this has to be for his judgment or creator's judgment. So this is his. Applies to you. Um, this is not true. This is another, these two are cities supposedly, but says, for you have been a snare. This would be going back to the priest he's speaking about. So these cities don't matter. You're a priest. And give heed, you tribes, for Israel, for his judgment applies to you. And I can see that this is not needed. So what I'm going to do is put up off to the side here and cover me up, but this is going to be some of the text that I've already done in case people stop by. I want them to see what's going on here. So the thing here is I forgot to fix that. Yeah, I can still see me down through here, down through here. But I'm thinking that if I put the period here and I go here, now I have to make sure that they're talking about the priest. For his judgment applies to you, period. For you have been a snare. And like a net spread out. Because a snare can be a rope that when the rope's triggered, it like would catch your foot. And like a net spread out. Now this isn't making sense here. So let me see here. The revolters, they're not revolters. It's rebellion. And rebelled. Well, maybe I was back. Your rebellion is deep. Your rebellion. Not deep, but going out. Your rebellion has gone out. And it can't be priests then. Because they don't really have priests. They have, what would they call a pagan? It's a pagan priest. Um, I'm going to put mankind. Mankind is the word I use to say that these are those that meditate and practice to have a sex with a so-called female goddess, and they are the ones that are taking over Israel and changing a lot. So this has to be better here, because and give heed, you tribes, for Israel, for his judgment applies to you, for you have been a snare, for you, for they have been, well, this is not, they have been like a snare, been like a snare, or like a net spread out. Yeah, that I like that better. And this has to be there, and their rebellion has gone out deep. This would have to be into deep into Israel. Grab this. Put it back up here. Okay, bitrate seems to be fine. So that lets me know that's going good. Or you are not hidden. This has to be him. Oops. Okay, and now I've got a pretty good 3-verse format going here, which is a first of a kind, but it would say that this is a second prophecy. So now I don't think this, because we've already described it as all Israel over here. Whoops. Deep into Israel. Their deeds will not allow them to return to their Creator. That's Okay. Now, when I just talked about sitting and meditating to have sex with a female goddess, this is word within is exactly what I'm saying. Okay, is here. There or a goddess, the spirit would be a goddess or a goddess of harlotry is within them. Okay. This is coming out pretty good, but it's a 3-verse format, but it is proving that it's 3. This has to be Israelis. Now, this is the good guys. When I put it like this means Israelis are the good and the Jews are the bad. So, the pride, I don't know if pride is the right word I would want to use here. They do not know why they delight. I don't want to use a word that's too far out there for a 12-year-old. So, the honor, yes. No, I'm not, it doesn't read right. They do not know why they. Honor of Israelis. The righteousness of the Israelis testified against you. The righteous. Righteous are the ones who are most obedient. Okay, so the righteous of Israelis testified against you. This is going to be a period. So I think this keyboard is speeding things up. I should have had this thing years ago. I got to make it easier for my hands to get to, though. Move them around. Israel and Ephraim. This is not reading correct. To me, I call it read tasting. And what I'm doing when I'm reading it, this here verse is a statement, or when I'm putting it into a format, the first verse is a statement. And then what you have here is two verses or two short sentences that go together to define the statement here. So Israel and Ephraim have stumbled in their evilness. Judah is stumbling with them. I don't know if that's needed at this time because we're already talking about Israel itself. So why would it need to be repeated? So let me go up here and see something. Would be like two small paragraphs, make a larger paragraph. And then this would make a larger paragraph. Have testified against you. They will not find him. This is not good. I'm looking for the next part of this because I don't like this, but I might have to make something out of it. But yeah, I should have had my other keyboard here going because I'm going to need it right now. I'm thinking what I'm seeing here is this is two words dealt treacherously. And what I'm thinking here is that if it's two words, this is 5. So let me get to 5. And this is 6. So 5, 5, bring it up. And then I can show you here that oops, this is Amos. Sorry about that. I'm in the wrong book. There. Oops, it's 7 here I'm looking for. Don't. Exactly what I was thinking. See how they use two words in a row? And then they just put two get words together here. So what that means is I need to change those two. The Hebrew text in the Bible has hidden formats. By revealing these formats, I will prove the first writer's words were hidden from you. These formats look like poetry as I group them into small paragraphs. Their grouping will become known as a song. Let me hit that key again. Okay, I'm sorry, I must have hit that somehow. I'm just checking to make sure that this thing's working. I need to learn it here yet, so it takes a little bit for me to do that. The old guy just ain't as smart as he used to be. So they have not dealt, I would say, been what? Now that, oh, I just seen what you guys seen. That's what I was having a problem with right there. So, but they have been they have been unfaithful. No, I got too many mice here. What's going on here? Review, tracking. We'll mark up this. Would be like this. This would be like this. This is like this. Okay. You have testified against you. That you have. Okay, I use the same have here, so I can get rid of this one. And then this, I added this, I added this. It's got to go down. Unfaithful to be against YV. With this, they can't bear children. They have to be single to have the practice. So that's why the Pope isn't married. That's why the nuns aren't married. That's why the monks aren't. That's why the Buddhists aren't. They're meditating to have sex with a so-called female goddess. Seeing if I'm missing a word here. This seems to be a different subject here. That seems to be a different subject. That seems to be a different subject. So by your evilness, you stumble. By your evilness you stumble. If I put a period here, then bring this up here to say that this has to be the word for. Now that ties that together. For you have been unfaithful, comma, to be against what have you. Now those hook together pretty good. And I needed the verse that it's going to be talking about. Okay. The new moons will devour them in the land. Well, we know that is not a truthful statement. Blow a horn. Can't have that many words. You sound the alarm. Blowing the horn to sound the alarm. This doesn't mean that. Hmm. I am blowing a horn to sound the alarm for your destruction in that day. Desolation is destruction. But that day is special. That's our Creator going to have a send down troops against them. Okay. This is going to be a period. This has to be I am, oops, I am blowing a horn to sound it's going to be the, and it's not going to be I don't, blowing a horn to sound the alarm for your destruction that day. Okay. For he has rebuked your tribes, and to Israel I declare what is an assurity. So what this means here is I have to is is to be a D, your tribes. Notice how they used the word tribes correctly here this time and not up above. So to Israel, Israel, I declare. This would be a comma, and this would be a period. Now, where is the word Israel up here? And his declaring is actually what our Creator's going to do. What is coming? I guess I could put that. What is? These are all coming from our Creator. Now, the princes of Judah have become like those who move the boundaries on them. I will pour out my wrath like water. Infamous and prost, crushed in judgment, determined to follow man's command. That doesn't make sense. But he is unable to help you. This is a king that was sent. But the only thing is because if Ephraim went to Assyria, so did everybody else. Because this, if that went to Assyria, what I want to do is show you here what's going on in the timeline. Down here, this king lost these, and you can see these other three are going to be taken a few years later. Okay, So when the text is saying that Ephraim went to Syria, that is really, really wrong. Or after the point. Because King Hezekiah is a good guy. So it was getting corrupt under his days, but this is weird. I'm just trying to make sure that I didn't throw anything out that's I'm not. This doesn't happen for a long time. So that's just a piece that's not going to be needed at this time. That's too far away for this prophet. So this has to be out. Okay. Now, what is coming? And the only word I had here was Assyria. Now, this. For Assyria, he was. This doesn't need to be here. This doesn't need to be here. It would be for Assyria, he is sending. And then it's got to connect way down here. Go away is to be cast out. Because our Creator makes a promise with them about casting them out of the land. So I'm trying to keep the words the same here. You, not away, but out from promised land. To be I'm reading and I'm thinking, well, I'm correcting here. And then that sometimes is a problem. So let me do this. Assyria he is sending to cast you out. To cast you out, that's here. Or you will be taken away. They aren't going to pick them up and kind of carry them. They're going to march them, and sometimes they march them nakedly. So, and then this doesn't need to be here. Okay. Now that, look, I'm not seeing this. Did it pretty quick. I just hit the save button down here at the bottom. I don't know where you can't see it, but I'm not seeing the little bar saying it that the text. Okay, see, 6 was out when I went through at the end of this. Okay. When I would heal Israel, the iniquity is uncovered, and the evil deeds in Samaria, where they'll deal falsely. I'm thinking this is out. Not consider in their hearts, remember all their wickedness. Now this could be text of explaining, because I already have that text ahead of this. So struggling here. They did not consider. Um, oh, I'm going to leave that there yet. They will call to Israel, but they are going Syria. If it's 3 verse, I'm looking at, this is kind of could be a 4. If this is a 4, did it change that back to a 4 on me? Oh, big decision here. I think that's 2 separate. But then again, I guess this is wrong. So if that's true, then this is not needed. They're going to Syria. Or he will spread his. Hmm. Yeah, that can't be true. That can't be used. This is going to be a comma. I don't know. And it's got to be on them, I guess. I know the word over is there, but I can't use it. He will spread his net on them. Okay, now what I got here, cast you out, he'll take you away. Down here, they will call to Egypt, but they go into Syria. So this wants to continue or have words like what's being said. And this is out. I deliver them. This doesn't seem to be right. This is not right. They're going to Assyria. Um, Wolves are for them that. Wolves are for them who. No, this is not good. For they have rebelled against me. This is of me. And this is. This text is going back and forth I'm trying to make sense of it in my head, and I'm seeing that if I leave the word me here, then it's our greater words being said to him, but they haven't been that way until now. Oh, for them who strayed from me. For they have rebelled against me. See this me. And this is being stuck in here because if this is the statement, and this is a common. And spoke lies me. I don't know. Woes are for them who strayed from me, for they have rebelled against me and spoke lies of me. And I can't get around that. They spoke against me. I think the lies is better than the word against. And then there's a period. Okay, I had wasted too much time on that one. They do not cry to me from their heart. They assemble themselves and turn away from me. They gathered themselves, they gathered to themselves, not assembled, but they gathered for themselves. And to turn away from me. Okay, now that and it's this word, these words are the ones that they do not cry out to me. They gathered for themselves to turn away from me. That's, don't need this word, and they did not. They did not cry out to me. They gathered for themselves to turn away from me. Okay. Now, then they devised evil against mine. And they planned against mine or against his. Good, deceitful. Okay, this is not needed. That's not needed. They turned away from me. And I'm going to say planned. And planned their evilness against his. Planned their evil. And well, this has got to be gone. Evil is going to be out. Well, is This is going to be Jesus. Now it's got to be they will. Oops. This has to be like this. This is out. This is out. Because of their, not tongue, but it's causing words. Tongues causes words. And then this has to be a comma. This has to be because of their words. They will fall by the sword because of their words. Okay, 8. The trumpet to your lips like an eagle come against the house of greater because they have. This is not good. If I'm continuing from this story, will file by the sword because of their words. Now, they appointed a princess. Now, there's only one king that did that, and that was the king from Aram, but that was way back when they took East Manasseh. And this is like 300, 200 years later, at least 250 years later. So that can't be true. They have set up, he was trying to set his son up in the nation of our Creator. Israel, but they rejected my goodness. enemy will pursue them. Oh, their silver and gold. They made idols. They might be cut off. I'm just going through here and trying to cut out a few words that really seem to be that not to be needed. They're like extra words. Now it's the craftsman that made it, but he's up here. The craftsman made it with their silver and gold. They made idols for themselves. Then it will be, they'll be cut off. He rejects the calf. My anger burns against them. I'm not seeing this at all. I'm pretty sure the text has already been said what needs to be said here. What's going on here? This has to be gone. Now, see, this is like after the fact, and that means that this would be words after they have gone, because this that's going to be gone. Now, see, this is again, they're talking about what's already been done, but they have gone up to Syria, and then this here is placed, but that's what they've done. So this is just scattered statements, because to be among the nation, be among the kingdoms. Assyria, as far as I know, was one kingdom, and that wouldn't have been true. Now they're among the kingdoms. Now they're among that kingdom. They have gone up to Assyria like a wild donkey. I don't think so. Yeah, this is just, I'm not seeing the smoothness in the verses to continue with anything. Pretty much like I said, he's already condemned him. Why above? You know, this is like talking about Israel now, or Judah, which so far, no, that or Israelis have forgotten me. And okay, no, I'm going to call that out too. Okay, I haven't done this one, so now what does any of this have to do? It's already been said. And this is not true. We'll return to Egypt and surely unclean. It better be like mourner's bread. Uh, no, no, this is not. His house is in Jerusalem, not in Israel. When they came out of Egypt, they didn't do any of this. Keep talking about Ephraim, it's just like it's only a tribe. That's all out. Why would he even want to consider this? Why would you even want to compare them to fruits? This doesn't matter. the better he made the sacred pillars. I got to get rid of this one here as well. It's weird. Well, yeah, this is all gone. Hit the wrong key. And do that. Double guilt, trained heifer, thrash, but I will come back on her phone. This is plowed Jacob. No, that's our Creator knows that He renamed him Israel, and for probably the last 400 years they all called him Israel, but now his name pulls up time to time as Jacob. Others were dashed to pieces. Okay, that is out as well. Okay. The more they went from them, they kept sacrificing. No, for I think it was about when they got to the promised land, what happens here in the text or in this king's timeline, they're talking way back here when Moses brought them out of Egypt, okay? But what happens is after Joshua divides the promised land up, the next entrance we have is Eli, who's a judge. And so all these years between it are missing. There's no information. This is the time that, yes, when this pops up, Israel has already separated itself from Judah and Simon. So the thing here is it's kind of like they divided themselves into two different nations. But the text just shows up that they were weak, they were falling away, they didn't start believing in our Creator. But from this time and in here, I gotta say at least 200 years of it has to be very righteous people that we aren't going to hear about or know about. And Ephraim, he's just a tribe. He ain't nobody important. Refused to come back to him, but that isn't. When he sent them into captivity, you got to understand that he was sending away only the ones that he knew that would repent and come back to him. they weren't fully on to the goddess practice and fully on to their evilness, because that's his promise that they're going to bring him back. But this is just so wrong as saying what's going to happen and who he's sending away. Because he's not going to be punishing them when they're away. They're going to be in captivity, sure. But it's not like they become slaves that are beaten and browed and stuff like that. They were actually housing and had their own, they had to provide for themselves, but they were all made farmers or of harder tasks for the kingdom of like Assyria to become a greater by supplying the more wealthy people. Didn't want to do that work. And that's what happens even today, that people don't understand that after you're so wealthy, you don't want to work. And there's a lot of wealthy people in these countries, and they also don't produce children like they used to, where a family would have 5 or 6 children because they were the ones that had to sustain the elderly as they got older. So the thing there is you can still see that in Asian people, that they live as a family. They still have that they provide for. They should be providing for the elderly, but not some of the stupidness that I've seen or heard. How they get in debt and their children are. They just haven't gotten away from their system over there about passing on burdens. So makes a covenant with his. This is just stupid talk. His dispute with you according. This, look, got all kinds of text in Ezekiel, Jeremiah, Isaiah about the downfall of Judah. So this, and when he wrestled with the angel, that wasn't true. In his favor, he found him at Bethel, which was a pagan city that was only built. It was a refuge city that they built when they first got into the promised land. So that wasn't even there until then. So yeah, this stuff all about Ephraim, that just, prophets didn't give parables, gave numerous visions. They're words from our Creator. The editors don't seem to agree with what they started with. So, yes, this is out too. So, again, he's still here doing crap. Since the land of Egypt. Now that's 5, 6, 700 years ago. This would not be being brought up. There's no Savior beside me. But the other thing is see, when David was told that through his son's seed there's going to be a king in heaven, then they knew that they had a savior. That's what the word savior is. Our Creator provides the salvation through his Savior, or our King Jesus, who becomes our Savior, because he's the one that allows us into heaven. That's why he's a Savior. Okay, so in this, they really like Ephraim using his name all the time to build up this whole story of nothing but junk. The wind of YV is coming up from the wilderness, and his fountain will become dry like this spring will be dried up, and it will be plundered the treasures of every precious article. Are we talking about the same creator here? I mean, this is just, oh, this got to be my mistake or my error. Sir will not serve us. We will not ride on the horse, nor will we say, I will heal the apostles. This is just, there's no truthful story going on in here. Do like that wine in Lebanon? What does Lebanon have to do with anything? Always about the promised land, the people, the chosen ones. All of this is done. So why do I even reading this? Okay, now let's see here. Okay. Now this is out. This is out. This is out. And yeah, a lot of the books don't make it. That's what happens. I mean, they just filling their crap in books, making anyone who believes in the book Job, you guys just don't get it. There's oversalted words going on in the text. But now what I've got is I do have this. Now, I was going to say, I'm going to have to take a look at that yet. So what I've got to do is I'm going to see how much of this I did in 5. Yeah, so 6. And this is 5 right here. Okay, so I need to copy this. And then, now did I put, okay. I'm going to put 5 right here right now. And then I'm going to try to clean up. Then I'm going to go grab that other text that's above and see what happens here. Now let's see if this works. Wow. That was a lot of cleanup. Okay. Now it's going to take me a little bit to clean this up, but it's a lot better now than having to wait for me for a month to clean the text up. Okay, this I don't know about. Okay, now let me go way up here. I don't know how that does that. I really don't know. I haven't figured out how my finger's doing that. But now let me go up here where I started this and had it already cleaned up right here. I'm going to copy that because I'm going to get rid of all that now. I'll go up here. Okay. So what I've got here now, now if these two go together, then I need two spaces here. Okay, that looks like it's going to work here. One space, two spaces, one space, and then you see this as pretty good. Then I use 1, 2 for there, 1 for there. Now there's one, this one has to be 2. Got us. So this group is right. There's 2 here, there's 1 here. So that means this has to be the second one. I'm just doing quick guessing here. But this has to be 1 space. This has to be 2 spaces. Nope, see, it didn't work. Oh, wait, yes, it did. So I have 2, 2, double space, 2, 2, double space, 2, and then there's going to be 1 missing here. So this text has something missing here. And I'll just, this is a 4 verse. So right now I will say that this is missing. That line only disappears because I'm not scrolled in. See, when I go like that, scroll it back and forth, it's there. So then there's this. This has to be italic 10 point. And I need to make a macro for this. Now that I got a keyboard that I can put 30 macros on one little item here, and this needs to be here. There's 2 here, but oops, let me take this and correct that large one here like that, and then there's only 1 here like that. Then there's 2 here, 1, then 2, then 1, then 2. And this is a 3 verse that's missing, but it might be right there. Oops. This. And then if I put this as a group, yep, that's looking good. Oops. Oh. All right. Oh, that's the end of the text. 7, there was nothing after 7? Okay, let me check. Okay. All right. Okay, it's been an hour and okay, almost 2 hours. That's not bad. Now let me see about this. If I put the word for, I guess I can blow this up. This and this. For they, did not consider and in their hearts and in their hearts remember all their wickedness. Okay, this is 3 verse. Now, if this is 3 verse, this has to be a period. Remember if I got the word he above that group there, then this is saying what? Okay, let me, because I'm going to get to the end here within a half hour. For they did not consider in their hearts and their hearts, and in their hearts remember but this is a group, so I only need one 3-verse group here. They will be taken away. This has to be kings. Glad. Yeah. With. He's going to be glad. He's got to be not and, but with. With. And I changed Prince last time to mankind. So mankind's lies. Has to be by their evilness they may. This has to be their kings. Their kings glad with mankind's lies. By their wickedness, by their evilness. Evilness means they're against our Creator. So wickedness is not as strong, but so by their evilness. By their evilness they were recorded. Their kings. For their evilness. This has to be like the word rewarded. How is the king going to be glad with mankind's lies? What did the king do? What did the kings do? Because these are going to be his priests. And I'm trying to say that this is going to be a group. Boy, this might just end up being more than I thought it was going to be. This group is going to go up with group above. This is going to be a group to here. Now their deeds, now their works. And this would be by why I said that deeds, and I see them all around them. And I'm looking at this as their works are being made of all those high places, or their altars where they were sacrificing, where they were Now their works are all around them and before my face. By their evilness they made, for their evilness they made them. Made them. That's what's going on. Made them, what I'm just talking about. Period. So, by their evilness they made them. Their kings are glad with mankind. If I put the word now here, okay, if I put the word now and say that I'm adding this as an important word, then it means that this has to be a comma and glad. Glad to be like mankind. Okay. Now let me try reading this all the way through here. Um, for Syria, he is sending. He is sending Assyria. So what is coming? I will declare what is coming. He is sending. This would have to be moved to this at the end of this, I believe. That I'll save after I correct this. To cast you out, for you will be taken away. For you did not, got to continue with it. So for you did not consider, in their hearts remember. Nope. I'm thinking that's better. I've got to put an S here, is. So this has to be added. This has to be is or evilness. Now their works are all around them, and before. He's saying he. So it has to be not mine, it has to be his face. By their amos they made them, because it's what's around them, being made by them. That's going to be grouped together. Now they're kings. are glad to be like mankind. Um, that's pretty good. So, what that means, I need to copy that. Now, let me. Well, I'm kind of glad I didn't throw that out. No, I could read there was something there. I just didn't think it was going to continue like that. So that means that. Now I need to clean this up. I'm going to leave it like that because I don't need it put in a different format in there. That's going to be as 1. So to get rid of that and put it here. Okay. Now what I just have to do is I have to go through and read this and edit it. See how bad I did. Words from YHVH came through Hosea in the days of Ahaz, the king for Israel. And YHVH said to him, I will punish Joram's for the bloodshed by Jezreel and put an ending to his. Put an ending. Yeah, it's got to be to his. So let me just go to his. I will have compassion for the tribes, and I will not deliver them. I will have compassion for, when I'm using a capital T, that means it's good. This would be the good people of the 10 tribes. I will not deliver them by sword or horsemen. That means that'd be from battle. He's not going to do that. The descendants from Israel will be like the sands of the sea that cannot be understood nor be numbered. Cannot be known or be numbered. Known. Now It will come about when it is said to them, "You are not his people, for a living God." Then the tribes for Judah and the tribes for Israel will be gathered together, for great will be his days. This is Jesus, and some of this is caused by our Creator, so he's not doing it by himself. So the tribes for Judah, which is going to be the good guys, and Israel. So I need to put that into the text so everybody knows that these are going to be all caps, going to be bold, and these are going to be the same way. Bingo. Then the tribes for Judah. Whoops, got to be capital. Will be gathered together. Great will be his days. Now this all sounds like our Creator is definitely a prophecy here. Yeah, this is going to be, that's cool. That is cool. Okay. This are the bad guys. Oops. So this is going to be small caps. So this, could this be Israelis? Listen to my words from Israelis, for YHVH'S is against, because now this was, races in your land, because there is no faithfulness or kindness or knowledge of our Creator. Okay. That's being said like he's talking to them, like after he says this. Instead, deception, stealing, and adultery. They employ violence, so bloodshed follows them. Now his people, I gotta put the word lost. Yeah, this has all got to be redone type down to, yeah, I got to redo that. So it's not him talking. But why would that go like that? Is it continuing that he does say this? And then, because this is Jesus coming, this is killing them off. That's one prophecy. Listen to his words. Listen to my words, Israelis. I'm going to put Israelis because these are still some, there's still got to be some good guys there, and guys and gals. Listen to my words, YHVH Israelis. For YHVH is against the races in your land, because there is no faithfulness or kindness, knowledge of our Creator. Instead of adultery, serpent should follow them. Now his people are lost, for they lack knowledge of him, because you have rejected, because they have rejected teaching you knowledge of him. Yeah, I'm going to have to do that. Him goes here. Here. I'm going to have to make copy and paste button, because they have, oops, get a little warm with the lights again. Now his people are lost, for they lack knowledge of him, because they have rejected teaching you. Teaching you knowledge of him. Okay, I like that. Okay. This has to be he. He also will reject them. No, he also rejected them. He also rejects them. For being your priests. Or For you have forgotten the statutes and commandments from your Creator, and have sinned against Him. You sin against Him. To sin against Him. For your glory is your shame. For you directed your desires, for they directed their desire. I think that S is, for they direct their desires towards their evilness. So He will punish you for your way, for your deeds. So He will punish them for their way. Because I've got him talking to the Israelis, so that's what this is all these changes are needed. I had him talking to the priests before. Them. So for their way and repay. I have a funny feeling that I changed it the other way from what it was, and now I'm changing it back. I have that funny feeling. So if you go ahead and check, let's see how good my memory is, because this I done yesterday. For you wait, for they waited, for they wait. For the wait for the goddess, but not to increase their own. increase. Now this would be the races that are inside as well as um, the Israelis leaving our Creator, the Jews. So this has to be, gotta do this, his, get rid of this his, and say, his people now consult their wooden idols, wooden gods. For a goddess, for your harlotry. You astray. Now they wait for that's not reading right here. Now they wait, led you astray. Waiting for their goddess to be evil to our Creator. Well, that's starting to read really good first person, right? Okay. They offer them sacrifices on the tops of their hills. This has to be yours. Your hills. Now your daughters. Wait for their goddess. Your people without understanding are betrayed. Throughout Israel, they are waiting for their goddess. Hear me, you mankind, and give heed, you tribes for Israel, for his judgment applies to you, for you have been like a snare. For you have been like a snare, or like a net spread out. And your rebellion has gone out deep into, oops, no period, needs a period, deep into Israel. So you is for you are not hidden from him. Now he's talking to the bad guys, and I've got to correct it. I was wrong in both of these. That's bad. Okay. Your deeds will not allow them to return to their creator, for a goddess of harlotry is within them. For a goddess, for a goddess, for a goddess within them. For their goddess, I got to put that back. So this has to be like this. This has to be down. This has to be brought back. Your deeds will not allow them to return to their creator, for your goddess is is within them too. For your goddess is within them too. Your deeds, your works, your works will not allow them to return to their creator, for your goddess is within them too. And they do not know YV, yet the righteous of Israel, yet the righteous Israelis have testified against you. By your evilness you have stumbled. For you have been unfaithful to be against YV. I am blowing a horn to sound the alarm for your destruction that day. For he has rebuked your tribes. Rebuked your kind. With all the words, I try not to have two meanings for the word when I'm done. And one of a kind and kind. Okay. I guess I didn't. I thought I was, but no, I'm good, I guess. He has rebuked your kind, and to Israel I declare what is coming, for Assyria sending to cast you out. Now that means he's been talking. And that's okay, that's what I've been doing. So cast you out, for you will be taken away. For they did not consider, for you did not consider. For they too will be taken away, for they too will be taken away. They did not consider, and in their hearts remember all theirs is evilness too. Well, that doesn't read right because he's supposed to save the good guys, and I've got the good guys now having their practice. That's not good. So I've got to do something here seriously. Okay, let's back up here. For you will be taken away. Okay. Now this better be okay. It is. This is a group together. For you For you did not consider, and in your hearts remember. They don't remember, and in your hearts you did not consider, and in your hearts remember. And not all, but this. is evilness. And in your hearts think, this is evilness. I'm hoping I think I got that right. Israel, for Assyria he is sending to cast you out, for you will be taken away, for you did not consider, and in your hearts think, this is evilness. Good. Save that before I forget. Now their work is all around them, and now your works are all around them and before his face. By your evilness, by your evilness they made them. Now their kings are glad to be like mankind. They will call. It has to be you will call. You will call to Egypt, but you are going to Assyria. You will call to Egypt. I think I'm going to leave it as they, the good guys, but they are going to Assyria. They wouldn't be calling there, they'd be calling to Judah. They will call, they will call out to Judah, but they are going to Assyria, for he will spread his net on them. Woe are woes, woe, not woes, woes. Woes are for them who strayed from me, for they have rebelled against me. For they too have rebelled against me and spoke lies of me. They did not cry out to me. They gathered for themselves. You will not You will not cry out to me or him. So I got to go back. They will call out to Judah, but they are going to Assyria, for he will spread out his net on them. Woes are for them who strayed from him, for they too have rebelled against him and spoke lies of him. You will not cry out to him, but you will gather for yourselves. You will not cry out to him, but but gather for you will not cry out to him, but gather for yourselves. You know, this text at the bottom here is not reading right. It looks like it needs to go someplace else in the text. Because this is the end here. This is referring back up to the bad guys. So let me see what I need to do here. Okay. Oh, crap. Well, let me get back down here. I know my macro's got a problem going around lines, empty lines. I didn't include that in the macro. When you're making a macro, you can't, you got to put everything in there, and I didn't. What I need to do is I need to turn on my help here. See where things are messed up. Man, not bad. Oops, there's one. Okay. Now let me get this out here. So, paragraph, paragraph, black, regular, 6 point. You know, this is a manual break. Okay. Now let me get rid of this. And you're watching history right there. I think it's so cool. Okay. Now this is a 4 verse. This is for, no, yep, this is a 3 verse. No, I was saying that this here, where is this going to go? Oops, I should put a color on them. Let me put yellow. Now I'll tell you what. What I want to do is I want to keep this so I can see it. Put it over here. Spread out as, no. Now that doesn't sound like a bad place to stick it right here. For you did not consider, and in your hearts think, this is evil. Thus, it's evil. Let me go way back up here and make that edit. Everything's got to be there. Well, that way, in case I do, you've seen I tried really hard not to do that. Okay, now we're here. Now, you did not consider in your hearts think this is evil. You will cry out to him, but rather yeah, it does sound good because of this. This doesn't sound really smooth. I guess it's going to stay where it is. I don't see it good enough here. So let me get rid of this and have to add the word and. And you will not cry out. Okay, now if I go way back up here, add it here, and do that. Now I can come down here and I can get rid of all the numbers. And it'll look nice and clean. It's the new text for history. This is still not done editing though. There's still probably things that I skipped over or read too fast or even read it wrong when I was saying it, for the simple fact that I'm thinking and talking at the same time, and I know I make errors. But this will be added to the text that you see on the side of the window, or I should make maybe even a second one now, because it's kind of long. I think there's 30 slides in that one. Oh man. Now just looking at it far away, you can see the format and how beautiful that is. And the writing style is so unique. Nobody's even tried writing like this. I mean, in the Asian world, there is, I think, this 3-verse format type of thing. I think they have a special name for it, but it still ain't as good as this. It still is not. No. Because when I first started attacking them, I found their website that said write a poetry form. And I wrote it so smooth they couldn't read it, and they awarded me winner. And then I started laughing. I had to send them an email. It says, you idiots can't even read a smoother handwriting. I says, read it. I'm against you guys. Now read it again. And then they awarded the winner to somebody else. But that was so funny that they couldn't even read my smoothness. So how could they find that in here? But this is really good. All right, that's the end of this one for today, and I will be back tomorrow at the same time. I've pretty much got what I need, except for my new computer. But everything's starting to go smooth here.